Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome to the Smash Our Stash collaboration. This was put on by Bourbon Creek Crafts and Fresh and Renewed with Teresa. And Beth and Teresa came up with the idea that we would use a different item out of our stash each month. And then this month is free choice, so you pick something. And I have to tell you, I had the hardest time picking this month because I do have stash items that are piled up. They're either items we already used or items they're going to use, and then I change my mind so many times. But this is what I settled on. If you're British, you would call them bits and bobs. In the US, we might call it junk on the counter. I have a tendency to take cute things and put them in packages, and I will resort them into bags, boxes, jars, and then just keep resorting them. So they don't get used up and they just start to take up too much room. And some of it is amazing stuff that you guys have sent me in Happy Mail. So I put them in bags, consider them cute things, and then that's it. I don't reach for the bag of cute things and think, let's make something with that today. So what I've decided to do is take a bunch of these and make some embellishments. One thing that happens to me when I take miscellaneous items and make embellishments is I might end up using a whole bunch of crazy colors that I wouldn't use. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to actually think about what upcoming projects I have. I know I'm doing July daily. I have some 6x6 pads that are red, white, and blue that I want to do. I have Joya Blue coming up and I have no plan for that. And maybe I could find a floral pad in my stash or a multicolored pad of some sort and build embellishments that would go towards it. Then I won't just end up with them sitting on my counter being UFOs, unfinished objects or unused sitting around. The other thing that I have learned from in the past is I have a tendency to make embellishment clusters on great big circles. In COVID world, when we're not hand delivering as many things, I probably want them to be a little bit smaller and flatter. So what I was thinking about doing was I have my jar here of strips of paper. And what I was thinking about doing was keeping them rectangle sized so that I could put a large sentiment die or a stamped sentiment next to them. And to give you an idea, what I'm saying is maybe I would take a rectangle and put some flowers up it and decorate this rectangle. And then I would have that to put on my card front next to a sentiment and we'd pretty much be done. I could make a whole bunch of things that are a useful size. Either they're the same size so they'd work on a card front or this way, or they could go in a journal or be a tuck spot on a page or an embellishment for a tag if I make them in logical sizes. So that is what I'm thinking at the beginning of this video. I am also thinking that I have procrastinated a lot and I've been pondering this for like 3 days, and this idea I only came up with earlier today. I'm not going to make a process video for Smash Our Stash because it's a collab with a lot of people in it. I may have a process video, but it would come out later. I just wanted to show you what I started with, and bags of things, boxes of things. I even have a bunch of printed papers. The box is completely full, and this is sort of before I started collabs where I used every bit of it. Some of this paper I've had for years and years, way before I started my YouTube channel. So it might be time to think about using this stuff up too. Let's see what I come up with. I want to show you how my bins turned out and what my next step for some of these things is, because some things made progress even though you won't see them. I'm going to put these in my autumn stuff because I didn't want to use them on a card right now. I'd rather save them for fall for a journal or a card, but they won't get used here. They'll just get mixed in. This was a UFO scrap card front. I got it this much further and I was thinking about gluing it down. I don't have anything out here color-wise that works with it. I'm going to put this stuff with my July daily and either use it in there or like this. I'd like to have this in my next blue journal, and I actually have a bin started for that already. So these are things that came in Happy Mail from you or I have collected that I want to use on my own projects. Shine Like the Stars. Then these were, I'll show you what they started out as. They were mixed media. Maybe they were going to be card fronts. There was some sort of challenge, I think, on Instagram. And I've been moving them. Sorry, Wilson has just decided to be really noisy. I've been moving them all around. But today I decided, was I going to throw them away? Did I want to make cards with them? I knew I didn't want to make cards. But look, I made tags, and they're kind of scrumptious. They were on really thick mixed media paper. So I thought about using them for collaging, but they were just so thick. I haven't punched the holes, obviously, yet. This one I stamped. I used a stamp out of here and then cut it out. So I think that is a much better step for these. Then they also have a place that they can go with other tags where they'll get used. And I'm going to throw these out. I'm done looking at them. One more. Then I used all of the Hugs and Hello acrylic sentiments. Those Eileen had sent me. They're a close to my heart product. So when you see those on my cards, you know where those are coming from. I can't promise you those are still available because I don't know close to my heart, but Eileen can comment for us. Then I had a watercolor thing, or maybe it was Distress or Distress Oxide from Noni, and I managed to get glitter all over it too, but I die cut a butterfly out of there. You're going to see it. So I have an empty box that was flowers. This is all I have left of my flowers right here. I do have a little bit of the acrylics left, a Hello. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this stuff and put it in here. It's still way less room than it was taken up. I'm going to put these in with my other tags for journals. And then this box, I think, was the box the flowers were in. So I don't know what this one was, but I have 2 empty boxes. I didn't use the scrap paper at all. In fact, I looked for a couple scraps to match something and it wasn't in there. I did use up some of the fabric and stuff. I used it in my July daily and I put it in there. So if you want to see, it just didn't really fit in this video because it was just a layer here or there. It was just a little piece that I used. So there was nothing really to show you except, oh look, I made a number 1. Using your bits and bobs and your unfinished objects takes way longer than just chopping up a brand new paper pad and making stuff, but you get a lot more variety and you get the satisfaction of cleaning off your counter. I might do this again on a free choice in the future. So you can see I made a variety of cards, and what I did was I looked at the bits and bobs on the counter and I said, what colors of paper would I need to use these up? So I had these weird green flowers. I did try and spray some of them a different color. It did not go well, so I threw those out. So I had these green flowers and I brought in this green and yellow plaid. I just looked in my loose sheets of paper. This was all about using stuff up. Loose sheets of paper and said, oh, this one will work. Didn't touch a brand new pad. Same here. These were very colorful pieces of paper. Then I needed the pink to pull it in. So I did that. And this one is just blue goodness. I mean, this could have been Joy of Blue right here. That's what I did. If you have bits and bobs on your counter and you've got a whole bunch of pink stuff, or maybe at the end of your Christmas cleanup, you have a whole bunch of red sitting out, think Valentine's Day and make your Valentines. I also used a lot of jewels on these cards, which I don't usually, because it was, I don't know, they're starting to pile up in here. I'm just not using the bling that I once used. This, I stapled the vellum on one of my scrap fronts that had been floating around, and then I put the pink inside because it went with it. Hugs. This was a UFO unfinished object card front. The Hugs was sitting there, and so was the fabric. This one, okay, I used some of these blue flowers, but then they were so cute that I put them in the bag for me. I love this die. I think Heather might have sent me this. This is a card that has Happy Mail items from several of you, because these are from Kathy. I think this is from Heather. This die is just adorable, and I was trying to figure out what to do. I didn't plan these cards. I just had all these flowers, so I found this paper and started gluing things down, and then I thought, what can go right here? You don't always have to have a plan. Just have fun. Have fun along the way. I think this one I already showed you close up. Hello with butterflies and stars, and those stars are from a tissue box. This one is a sort of strange layout, but I can live with it. The shape of the butterfly was a little big. I think it might have been better as a vertical card with the butterfly in the middle and the flowers, but I can live with it. And then on the inside, I had already stamped thanks because here's another one. These are UFOs from when I was making a giant batch of thank you cards. And I wanted to use these up so they don't get mixed in, so that I don't spend an hour making a special birthday card and then realize it says thanks on the inside. Again, I was using up UFOs and really just trying to get rid of some of the clutter because they get mixed in and then you don't use them or you can't find them when you need them. In the end, I made 9 cards. I hope that this inspires you to see what's on your counter or in that cute little container. When the container starts to overflow, you know it's time to work on it. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out the other collaborators. This collab is great because you get inspired to use so much stuff in your stash. And I can't wait to see what categories other people picked because I'm calling mine bits and bobs. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.